Hi guys, this is TabiSOB, and today we are going to be looking at the full Behemoth set from Monster Hunter World. Yeah, after having a really tough time getting a good group of randoms together during the first day of the event, I tried hunting Behemoth again Friday night, and it seems like people are finally getting the hang of hunting the monster. Whereas it took about 10 hunts for me to get my first successful kill during the first day that Behemoth came out, playing Friday night I was able to get 2 successful kills versus about 5 failed hunts. And with the exception of one really bad hunt, among those where it was obvious people kind of didn't know what was going on, even the failed hunts were pretty close. So yeah, if you were struggling the first day, just hang in there, as it seems like people are finally getting the hang of it, at least in the optional version of the quest. On that note, I am going to show off all the neat stuff that you can get from the Behemoth hunt. That includes the Final Fantasy Dragoon-inspired Drac armor, which is actually really good. I tested this thing last night against a Dodogama, a Kuliyaku, a Pink Rathian, and then finally a Nergigante, and it was just so much fun. I mean, with the initial build that I was just playing around with, I was able to get maximum attack up, so attack 7. I also got the set to always crit every time I hit a weak spot, because it has naturally high affinity, and so just by adding weakness exploit 3, you can pretty much get 100% every time you hit a weak spot. Which is great because one of the bonuses you get from using this armor is that your sharpness does not go down every time you make a critical hit. And so you're basically going to be rarely sharpening with this thing. I mean, I did several double monster quests, and I even killed the second monster optionally in one of the single quests, and I don't think my sharpness even reached halfway down. So it's pretty good. One thing I wasn't able to try, unfortunately, was to get it to white sharpness. And I believe you need 4 out of 5 points to sharpness in order to get it to white. Naturally, it's even better if you get it to 5, because you get a longer portion of white sharpness, because getting it to white sharpness with those 4 points, you get a sliver. And unfortunately I didn't have enough jewels to get to that point without, taking a different piece out of the set. But if you do get it to 100% critical, then even with that sliver of white sharpness, it should last for a pretty long time, as long as you keep hitting weak spots. Otherwise you can also try getting protective polish in there. Even with the quick skill set I was able to throw in with this quick build, it's really fun to use. I mean, I can't wait to experiment more with the set and use it with other weapons, because it's that much fun. Add how well it works with Insect Glaive, which is, well, it was my favorite melee weapon prior to World, even though I've been using Greatsword mostly now because it's so much fun. But yeah, with the synergy to Insect Glaive, this actually made me go back to using Insect Glaive again, because it was just so much fun. Besides looking cool, the bug that you get also comes with Blast, and it's actually pretty fast, and it looks so nice. And that's all that matters sometimes. Better to look cool than be functional, but actually it is pretty functional. It works really well too, so you get style and substance. It's like the best of both worlds. And that Moogle outfit for your Palico, oh my gosh. I don't know if I'll ever take this thing off. I mean, I felt so sad when I first killed Behemoth and the Mog finally left to go back to Yorza. But with the Mog set, it's like having Mog with you all the time. It even has the accurate sound effects when Mog's moving around and stuff. And that's one of the things I really like about this update. It's just, I actually used to play Final Fantasy XIV some time back, and so seeing all the touches such as duty commenced and the dreaded duty failed made me remember that game. It actually made me want to go back, try that game again, and see how Rathalos is in that game. And for the Palico, you actually get a unique weapon from the regular crafting menu. But for the actual Mog armor, you have to go to the full set option on the crafting menu. The good news is it doesn't really require that many mats as far as the Mog stuff for the Palico. But of course, if you've been having a tough time taking down Behemoth, like, every little material counts. It's well worth it. I mean, look at that. So freaking adorable. I also like the fact that changing its color doesn't really change Mog's color, just the little ball on its antenna. By the way, rainbow pigment actually looks pretty good on the Drac armor. I've tried it with other armors and I haven't been as happy with it compared to the past rainbow pigment in older games. I don't know, some armor I've used it's like I'm just cycling between puke green and turd brown. But on the Drac armor, the rainbow pigment actually looks pretty good. So give it a shot if you have it. Now, it took me about 3 successful Behemoth kills to get everything I needed. Well, almost everything. I'm still missing 1 aetherite crystal to fully upgrade my bug. But yeah, it only took me 3 hunts, and I still got mats even from the failed ones. And so you should be able to craft pretty much everything after killing the guy like 3 times. But yes, I know the Behemoth hunt has been frustrating for a lot of people. Believe me, it just frustrated me too when I kept failing it. Sometimes it's just bad luck. All I can say is just keep trying, keep plugging at it, and eventually you'll finally defeat the thing, because it seems like people are finally learning the hunt. Also, I actually wrote a guide on how to beat Behemoth. It's on my newspaper's website, rgj.com. Just Google how to beat Behemoth, and it's usually one of the first Google searches that pops out. I might make a video version, because sometimes it's easier to learn things when you see it happening. I mean, I guess otherwise you could just do the Plunder Blade technique, where you bring a cat with the Plunder Blade ability, and even if you don't finish the mission, you could still get a lot of its mats. As for Tempered Behemoth, well, that's for another day. I don't even want to think about that. Anyway, here's a showcase of everything you can get from Behemoth. I'll also show highlights from some of the hunts I did with it right before I went to bed. I actually haven't used Insect Glaive for a while, so pardon the rust, but even so, it worked really well. I really liked it. Nothing feels quite as good as seeing the critical flashes happening pretty much almost every time you hit. Man, I love this armor set. Anyway, what do you think about the Behemoth rewards or gear? As always, feel free to leave any thoughts or questions in the comment section. Once again, this is Tabiasobi, and thank you for watching.